Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Real Time, where we talk about the movies we like.
And the ones we don't.
I'm Tyler,
And I'm Molly.
and we just saw the newest in the Planet of the Apes series, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
We sure did.
Now, this movie is takes place years after the end of the previous trilogy. About 300 years, in fact. It's not really stated too clearly in movie. They just say many generations. So there's a bit of a disconnect between that last trilogy and this one. But yeah, just know that if you're gonna watch this, it takes place around 300 years after the end of the last one. And also, spoiler alert, I guess.
Yeah, it doesn't really follow Caesar's generation like I thought it would. These are completely different apes.
Yeah, it's a sort of, well, you can make the assumption or the guess that the apes that we follow, specifically our main character Noah, played by Owen Teague, is a descendant of Caesar. I like to think maybe that's the case, but could be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really say, so who knows?
This movie also stars Freya Allen as May, a human, our main human character in this movie. She's well, she's an interesting case. We'll get to her. Also in this movie is Kevin Durand playing Proximus Caesar, the main villain of this movie. He's sort of taken Caesar's ideology from the last trilogy, and in a combination of misunderstanding it and using it to his own ends.
Yeah, he's the big bad guy this time.
William H. Macy plays Trevathan, a human who reads to Proximus and also just entertains him. He's his dancing monkey, basically.
Yeah, basically, I'd say so.
Peter McCone plays Raka, an orangutan who falls more strictly to Caesar's ideology than Proximus does, and it turns out he's the last of a group of apes who follows his teachings to the letter, basically.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. I always like the orangutan characters, I guess. They always make them pretty cool.
Speaking of orangutan characters, we get to see a cameo of Maurice in this movie at the very beginning, where they're burning Caesar on a funeral pyre, played once again by Karen Conoval, so that's nice.
Yeah, it starts out that way, and then the scene only lasts a very short time, but it is nice to see.
It's always nice to see Maurice. That guy's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I like him a lot.
Now, I think it's safe to say that audiences who liked the first three Planet of the Apes movies, or I should say the Planet of the Apes reboot trilogy, are going to like this one enough.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I personally didn't like it as much as those other three movies. However, I still had a pretty fun time.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It can be a bit dry at times. There's a lot of scenes with not a whole bunch happening, just traveling shots and pretty landscape cinematography, which is nice, but isn't really conductive too much for the story.
Yeah, it is pretty to look at, but some of those scenes do kind of drag.
So our main human character, May, is trying to get into this bunker that was basically a safe haven for higher ups in the U.S. government. She's trying to get there so she can get a satellite ship so that the remaining humans, as it turns out, can get in contact with other people around the globe.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, we learned there's quite a few humans who can still talk and are still all human, basically.
Yeah, Noah and his clan of apes are they train eagles to help them hunt and do other things, and that's a really interesting concept. However, the whole idea of their village in general, it's kind of vague. We see them use these eagles to hunt, but not really much else is established about their society. There's some there's some vagueness in there, I think.
Yeah. We do learn that eagles are very important to their society and their culture. Um, but yeah, there's a lot that we don't really get answered.
And at one point, they talk about needing to get eagle eggs to bond or something. And now I assume there is because so that they can have their own eagles to help them hunt personally, so that they can bond with them. However, it's not really made too clear. That's just what I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm assuming that the eagle they raise is like their eagle for life. Um, so that's why it's so important.
It's entirely possible that that is what was intended. So if so, cool. But if not, then I have no idea.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot that was just left for interpretation.
Also, the character of Proximus Caesar, it's kind of a mixed bag. On the one hand, we don't really see it too much of him. So the few scenes we do get of him, we see him portrayed as a demagogue to these people. He's some sort of godlike figure to them. But also, nothing is really established too much to make him seem too threatening until the very end.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, his ideology is an interesting thing to think about. With him and the character of Raka we meeting them back to back, we really get to see how some people can take someone's message and use it for what was intended, and some people can see that same message and either misinterpret it or do whatever they want with it.
Yeah, they're both living Caesar's ideologies, but yet they're doing it in very different ways.
Would have been interesting to see these two meet. Unfortunately, Raka ends up dying about halfway through the movie while trying to save May.
Yeah, we don't see him die, so I was like expecting him to come back at the end of the movie or something, but that never happened, so that was a little disappointing.
Yeah, I think it would have been nice to see those two characters in particular maybe have some sort of debate about Caesar's goals and intentions. Could have been an interesting thing to add, but unfortunately not. They both ended up dying by the end of the movie. And they both ended up falling in water, too. That's kind of funny.
Yeah. Different characters, but yet very similar.
Yeah, I would say that that Proximus is more of a dark mirror to Raka than he was to Noah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But even still, he's not the worst villain, but he's probably is he's not the worst villain in the Apes movies so far. I would say Jacobs from the first movie was pretty nothing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's just the heights left by Koba and the Colonel are too high to reach.
Yeah, those are really good villains, so it is hard to match up with that.
So, what was your favorite part of this movie?
Well, I liked, oh my gosh. Oh, caught it. Cat almost knocked stuff off. I liked all the scenes with Raka. I thought he was a really cool character. He was very wise. He always had some fun stuff to say. So just traveling with him, I thought was pretty fun.
Yeah, I agree. And can I assume that he was your favorite character in this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, mine too. He was a very, very wise, very kind character, and well, maybe not as wise because some things he gets about he says about the humans in that world are a bit wrong, but that's to be expected.
Yeah, you can't be right about everything.
Now, initially, when they were making this movie, they wanted to have it be another reboot entirely, divorced from the events of the last three, but they decided to connect it to those ones, just put it in the distant future.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which I think is good for audience interaction, because we know about the things that happened in the last three movies. So it's like when they get explained to someone else in universe, it's like, hey, I remember that.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah.
So that'll have to do it for us. I'd say this is a recommend for us.
Yeah, it was a pretty good time.
Yeah. So we will catch you next time.
See you next time.